Hi, this is Kim Bellisimo. Today I wanted to talk to you just about your energy and being whole and how we get overtaken. We get overtaken because we can either feel something in the environment. Maybe somebody has a problem and they're talking to us about it. And it depends how sensitive you are, but you start to feel and take on the energy of what the person is talking about. And then if you don't know how to move it, you start to become that energy. Or you're a great healer and you're trying to problem solve it. And so by problem solving somebody else's energy, what happens then is it's an ever ending loop, something that gets dumped in your space. And now you start to change, you start to get programmed out of your light, and now you can't figure it out. You're trying to now respond to feeling bad, feeling in the dumps, don't know why you're depressed. And so a really good kind of energy works thermostat is, first of all, to really be aware of your space, because if you can be aware just of the energy in the space and what this energy is, this is why a lot of times in the daily practice, I give you a tool for setting space, because then it is easier to be just aware of kind of the tide that came in. And all of a sudden, especially I want you to notice that the body will start to react and respond, especially if somebody is in survival around you. That survival impacts our body, and we can feel it trigger our body. And how we know this is because our body all of a sudden wants to eat chocolate. Or our body all of a sudden has to get up. It starts doing things. Have you ever talked to someone and you've told them about a problem and now they're starting to clean the room? So, our bodies start to panic a bit. And so when something energetically has impacted the space, our spirit can maybe stay with it, but the body starts to be in a panic and starts to go into fear. And so when it goes into that fear, then if we can have this communication from the spirit to the body and reassure the body, hey, I got you, it's okay. Now we can start to just ground the body and allow the body to just relax in that space. Otherwise, what tends to happen is we create this divide and split from the body, to the spirit. And then if danger is really present, or even if somebody's talking and we feel threatened, a lot of times what I call this space is the spirit kite. Our spirit just takes off. And then if we're not connected enough to the body, other energy starts to come in, and then we feel overwhelmed. And now all of a sudden we have the problem of the person we're talking to. So a really great tool is that spirit kite. And what that means is that when you feel that and the body is responding, the body's reacting, or it starts to compensate by binging on TV, or going unconscious by doing drugs, or look and be aware of the coping mechanism the body is doing. And if you can, just imagine yourself as a kite, a spirit kite, flying kind of above the body, connected to the body with that string. And we want to have the spirit lead the body. The spirit leading the body then is directing the body, saying, I got your back, we're okay. And sending it love, sending it light. And sending this communication to the body reassures the body. Because if you think about, like I walk Dexter, or if you walk a dog, the body, me, I'm walking Dexter, the dog. And if we can look at ourselves as this way, we have a body, we have a spirit, and we want to be led by spirit to direct the body, to know what path we're going on, to have this communication, because the two do split. And when they do split, we can still have that communication, and we can still allow the spirit to lead. And so by having that image of walking the dog, walking my body, hey spirit, where do you want to take the body? Where do you want to go? And just even sending just communication to the body, it allows a new type of relationship to form with the spirit and the body, because we are here as a spirit to bring our intentions and dreams into the body. And by establishing this connection, if you can think of it as that kite string, the connection to the body, the communication, hey body, what do you need? Hey, what do you want? And especially when I am communicating with my body and it's doesn't want to maybe do something, like I have a lot of work to do and my body starts to feel overwhelmed and go unconscious, I'll even say, okay, I'm going to give you a walk, do a treat, give something to the body to give kind of that treat, like the dog, the treat, to get the enthusiasm, to get the attention, to get the energy moving in a certain direction. And so by establishing this connection, this communication, what will happen then is you can start to navigate your spirit in the body, go up to the miracles. The miracles are created in an instant and in a moment. And then it takes time for that energy to drop here in this 3D reality, in the energy of time and space. And then by owning your space, by occupying your space, by knowing how to set your space, kind of with the daily practice, you start to actually manifest that, as opposed to letting somebody else's energy come in and you getting taken out by their tide of feeling and emotion. This is so hard for us, and it is. Even I can get programmed out of my space. I'm a clairvoyant. I can read, I can see, but I also feel. It's kind of like if you look at animals, horses, dogs. With Dexter, I communicate in pictures. I can give him a picture and then he'll respond to the picture, but he feels also. And this is where, animals sense, is this person okay? Because if whoever they're around is in survival, yeah, they're not going to come to you. And it's amazing the people that Dexter goes to, not someone you would think, it could be, I remember just the other day, he went to, it's kind of like a goth person that you would, but I could feel the person, I could feel the heart wave, I could feel the connection, the communication. And this is what's very important, is for us as a spirit, because a lot of times what happens is we look at people, and especially on Instagram, the image they put out, and they'll separate from themselves because they're trying to be perfect. And, whatever isn't perfect in them, whatever they haven't reconciled, then it sits in separateness. And that separateness has to go somewhere. And this is a lot of the stuff that gets dumped in our space. This is where we get hijacked at times, or it's kind of like somebody, doesn't know what to do with their stuff, so they give it to us, dump it in our space, and they feel great, and now we don't. And so then we're sitting in it, trying to change it, trying to transform it. So this is why when we are heart-centered, what happens is we don't create a space for somebody to dump their energy in our space. When we are committed to the heart, we're unified, we're whole. We're not separate. We're not putting out this image of, I am so hot. And then in the backspace, it's like, woo, craziness. And so we can be honest with ourselves. We can be honest with each other. We can just be and occupy space. And so I'm inviting all of you to do that. Just be with me and occupy some space. If I can allow you to be, and you can allow me to be, we're connected. We're whole. We're not trying to compete. We're not trying to go opposite of each other because we've separated. Most people will, and I want you to be very aware of when you start to resist someone or respond, because you're going opposite of them, because you feel fear and you don't want to be overtaken. You don't like that energy. But the moment you feel that is the moment you've gone into that dynamic. And then your energy moves like an infinity loop to them. And then you can't get out of that pattern. And the way to change it is to move into the heart, because the heart will unify all things. It'll transform it. It'll create something totally new. And the heart is that way that we can establish a new connection with our spirit in the body. to create more than what we know. So I've missed you guys, and sending my love to you, and in greater whole.